All right, let's get into it. March 2002, Super Street. Drive hard, look good, be loud, and get some. Uh, Rolling hard with this volcanic silica, the big chill and cooling secrets. That should be cool. Um, Cali shows from Diego to the Bay. Girls Gone Wild, the women of Super Street. Don't really care about y'all, but it is what it is. We doing cars today. All right, so let's jump right into it. So we're gonna skip all those little advertisements of all the things that we discussed in the February issue video. I just wanted y'all to see what was going on back in the day and remember all the basic mods that were being thrown at us like crazy, right? And y'all saw that. So we're gonna get into the Celica. What was with this Celica? I don't know, guys. All I know is it was like a 1.8 liter four cylinder, 4-speed automatic or a 5 and 6-speed manual. Um, it doesn't do anything for me. Like I don't know what it is, but it's cool in its own aspect if you did something to it, modification wise. Um, it just I don't know. It's in its own world. I can't just I mean, I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't. All right? I really don't. So, what's in here? Let's see. You're going to see a lot of repeats in these magazines that we've seen before. All right? We've already gone over most of this stuff. Where is the table of contents? That's what I'm looking for. It's probably where this naked girl is. Yep. Here we go. Turbo '01 Toyota Celica. So we're going to look at the feature section, right? We don't need to look at the girls' cars unless you want to. We'll do it, but uh, it's all flashy stuff. Turbo '01 Toyota Celica. Let's skip to it. All right. A family affair. Turbo. And guess what? That is the Supra Turbo logo, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. This turbocharged Celica gives the term family values a whole new meaning. Why? Let's find out. What do we have going on here? We have red waterfall, red interior seats, red steering wheel, pedals, interior of the glove box is red. Looks like we have some sort of thing on the dash. Switches. I mean, there's a lot going on in here, right? We got uh things happening. We got stereo system, we've got controllers, we have pods. I mean, this thing was custom. It looks like a molded dash. Like I or I don't know if that's stock or not. I've never been inside of a Celica. I have to look at pictures, but um, call them crazy, right? Uh, trying to find some mods here. These were some tasteful wheels. I seen these on a Supra back in the day, around this time, and like it was good. It's clean, right? As long as they're 17s, they're up. They seem to fit the body wells of vehicles pretty good. Uh, don't know what size he has on these, but they look pretty clean, right? And even the spoiler, looking at this, it's it's got its own lines with this body kit TRD logo and wheels lowered and probably whatever else. There's your turbo logo on this red dragon. So what do we have? Um, TRD body kit. So Toyota Racing Development's body kit is on this car. Um, da, 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 da. TRD body kit and HKS intercooler lurking dangerous behind the front bumper. So it's definitely turbocharged. It's got a hood scoop. HKS GT 2530 turbocharger, HKS fuel regulator, and a TSR turbo manifold. Not to mention one of the cleanest engine bays on this side of the Windex factory. Everything appears to glow on its own internal power until you realize it's just reflecting your greasy complexion. Dig around a bit more and you'll find a pack of Blitz 525cc fuel injectors and a 97 Supra twin turbo fuel pump to keep them humming. So it's got a 97 Supra twin turbo fuel pump along with 525cc injectors. They're not big boys by any means, but maybe back then could they have been? Yeah. Volk GTN wheels and glass on mirror suggestion alone. No. TRD rear upper stabilizer bar. TRD reclining seat. Alpine DVD player, blah blah, roof mounted HKS EVC silver limited edition turbo boost controller, and dash mounted Type I turbo or Type 1 turbo. Timer blinking you into an epileptic fit. Well, that's a lot of name for that. Silver limited edition HKS EVC silver limited edition turbo boost controller and dash mounted Type 1 turbo timer blinking you into an epileptic fit. Celica's 2-center AC vents are plugged with a pair of HKS 46 millimeter temperature gauges. All right, so we have two 46 millimeter temperature gauges in the dash where there was two AC vents. So he converted the AC vents. How convenient, right? That was something that you didn't see often, but that is a clue of what you can do. So if you're looking at your AC vent and you're like, you know what, I'm going to put a gauge there. Put a gauge there. The hole's already there, and you just run your wires where the hose was, right? The glove box now has a trio of Apexi meters. Nintendo 64 controller ports poked through the passenger side dash. And to top it all off, there's Ivan's pride and joy, the unavailable in the USA J-Spec TRD steering wheel. So it has some sort of TRD steering wheel. 2000 Toyota Celica GT. Under the hood is a 1.8 Dock VVTi engine, Blitz 527 HK GT, blow-up valve, turbo intercooler, EVC, honeycomb houser with a 97 twin turbo fuel pump, TRD exhaust, oil cap, short shifter kit. Short shifting kits were popular. If I short my shift, it's going to make me faster, right? TSR fabrications, turbo manifold, turbo piping, downpipe, B&M volt power ignition, Cusco oil catch can, AM alternator pulley, hose techniques kit, steel braided lines, Bright Company polished alternator valve cover, ACT clutch, engine buildup by TSR Fabrications, Mike Urbano, and Creative Car Audio. It's got some Tanabe Sustek Pro series full treaded body suspension, rear lower stabilizer bar, Cusco front lower stabilizer bar, Hotchkiss, and upper stabilizer bar. He stabilized the crap out of this car. Front camber kit, energy suspension bushing, suspension installation by these people. Volk Racing GTN gunmetal wheels, 17s. Or it's got a 18 by 8 and a 17 and 7.5 gold spare wheel. That's weird. Some Nitto tires. 4-piston caliper upgrade with rotors. I've seen a lot of people doing the 4-piston Stop Tech is a good company. Heard great things about them. Stop Tech 4 piston caliper upgrade with rotor, steel braided lines, access brake pads, TRD front bumper, side skirts, rear bumper, wing, headlamp covers, headlamps, fuel cover lid, fiber images, carbon fiber hood scoop, rear trunk handle, Hyper H7 high intensity bulbs, graphics by Elite Signworks. It's got TRD fully reclining seat, steering wheel. I believe it has a TRD steering wheel. That's what it means. Gauge cluster, shifter knob, Momo carpet. I didn't know Momo made carpets. Door sills, pedals, suede and tweed door panels. I was never a big fan of suede. I mean, it feels great, but I just never thought about putting that in my car. It was like not existent at all. Audio, Nintendo 64. I mean, why not? Why not? Right? So that's the Celica. I mean, it doesn't jump out at me. It really doesn't. I don't know why. So here's his wiring diagram of the audio system. You can always go through here and it tells you what the breakdown is, how it was wired up, to what, so you have an idea. Most of it's like stock placement, except if you do anything in the trunk. Right, this is where all the custom stuff usually was, in the trunks. All your audio went in the trunk, except for your little 6x9s and your subwoofers, but everything else, all the brains and stuff, was in the trunk. Let's see, more accessories. Right, here we go. Thrill pill, power and performance. Welcome to Tokyo's version of the daily driver. All right. All right, so we have a 1990 Nissan 180 SX. Right, 1990 Nissan 180. All right, so this is a very fun car. Pop-up headlights. Here's your Japanese version. All right, this is all decked out. Obviously, it's got some sort of kit on it, but kit, hood, spoiler, wheels, you name it. I don't know when people started messing with these, but I would assume when they came out. The Nissan 180 SX is a fastback automobile that Nissan Motors produced between 88 and 1998. It is based on the S13 chassis from the Nissan S platform, with the variants receiving an R designation. It was sold exclusively in Japan, paired with the C18 motor in the early models. Later models paired with the SR20 motor. Outside of Japan, it was rebadged as the 200 SX, and in the US market as the 240 SX, paired with the single overhead cam KA24E motor, and later with the dual overhead model of the KA24DE. Right, so this thing got around 180 SX out of Japan, right there, baby. Three major generations. The first one was released in March 89 up to 1991. The second, 91 to 96, and then 96 to 98 for the last 2 years. This one, has an SR20 DET, and it has been upgraded to a level that would make the NIRA Pro car eat its shorts. The chassis sits on a fully tuned race suspension with OLED coilovers and Cusco front and rear strut tower bars. The body has been modified with the addition of an S15 Silvia front end. Okay, so we have an S15 Silvia front end. I would assume that these are the fenders, hood, and lights, and bumper, maybe. I don't know. We got to read more, but that's an S15 front end. Yep, Bomex Aero Kit. So the bumper is probably a Bomex Aero Kit for the Silvia, to make it match the rest of the stuff. Let's see here. This guy did not put any gauge pods in his car. A lot of people were putting those gauge pods everywhere. You know, the single, dual, or the triple ones on their A pillars and things like that. Because it was in Fast and Furious, it was on there, right? What else do we got? Yeah, definitely some aftermarket mirrors. The spoiler, so it's on a 180 SX with a Silvia right-hand drive, obviously, because the car is from Japan. I like this. This is kind of nice, actually. I like it. All right, and again, you still see the badging of different car parts that are on this build. A lot of people listed the mods. This guy wanted to keep his fairly clean, which I like. It's not too much going on, but it's customized. So I like it. I like it. Let's see. Got your 180 SX badge. The Bomex kit works. Like, it's not too much. It's definitely tuned. Got the exhaust. White wheels. 5-spoke. Like them. It's clean. It's clean for its time. It has a Trust T518 turbocharger, a Trust RSPL intercooler, and a Trust Profect boost controller. Probably got this kit from Trust, obviously. Oil cooler, right? You go with the same company, all the same parts, put it all together, and they're all engineered to work with each other, right? That's the goal. Let's see. SR20 DET. Nismo clutch swapped in to handle the extra power. Built for daily driving, but who says you can't have fun in it? Light Volk Racing Challenges, 17 by 7s, 17 by 8 in the back. Bridgestone RE01 tires. I know a lot of people like those. Very grippy. And a brake combination of Project U rotors and Trust AF Pro pads. Means that the 180 can join any grid at a whim, right? So it can get where you need it to go. Turbocharged SR20 DET. You got a fun little car. Got a fun little car. All right, here's our man, right? Showing us his muscles, right? This. Yep. The Temu version of Jackie Chan. All right, I'm just kidding. 2.0 Doc i4 SR20 DET Trust stuff. We already went through all this. R32 GTR fuel pump. All right, so he put this thing together with some knowledge, right, of what fits on what other cars. Some people could do that, some people can't. Öhlins coilovers, Cusco front and rear strut tower bars, the Volk Racing wheels, Project rotors, Bomex body kit, S15 Sylvia front end conversion, including lightweight fiberglass hood and fenders, Recaro SR seats, and a navigation system. So there you go. Bomex kit with an SR 20 DET motor and a S15 dead giveaway with those headlights, right? Front end. Bomex body kit to fit that, and you're good to go. So he had an idea. Obviously, he was inspired by the Sylvia S15, and he kind of combined both of his what he had with an S15. I like it. It works. It works. Definitely works. Levin Heaven. So it'd be really nice to drive one of these that's already like done up, ready to go. That would be dope. That would be dope. The engine has more bite than Tyson. Oh, Lord have mercy. So this thing is, yeah, this thing looks ready to go. For sure. AE86 Levin is one of the race cars that stands out the most, right? We all know that from initial D, right? The AE86 Toyota. They were cheap back in the day, right? They were cheap back in the day, but to each his own. To each his own. Tokyo, Japan. Let's see. Total Racing high lift camshafts, individual throttle bodies, right? That's what we saw on the here. Sport injection, exhaust piping, and pistons. AE 101 connecting rods and crankshaft, TRD 8mm head gasket, or 0.8 millimeter head gasket, freedom control unit, spirit radiator, cooling fan, and titanium muffler, Trust oil cooler. I'm beginning to think that Trust was a brand over in Japan, right? Because you got Tom's, Trust, HKS, FET, and Ligier. So that's probably some other brands that we haven't heard of in the United States, but Trust seems to be the theme in March's deal here. Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 3 534cc fuel injectors. I think these were definitely an upgrade. Revolver rear traction bracket 2RD TRD two-way LSD limited slip differential and a 4.5 final gear. Cusco adjustable lower arm tension rods and rear control arms. So Cusco is suspension for sure. TRD rear springs. Spirit over fenders and door mirrors. Goodline carbon fiber hood. Crystal body fiberglass rear hatch and rear spoiler. Roll cage. Bride bucket seats. I mean, it's a cool car from back in the day. You just gotta love cars, man. You admire what. Yep. See, got a little wide body going on, a little overhang right here. Just tag it on, right? Get to work. So yeah, there you go. That's the thing. More names on the car. Different style mirrors. I never really liked this style of mirrors. It just took away from the lines of the car. Like I like original. That's just me. All right, so somewhere hidden in Japan, this car is. I mean, look at this thing. Hood scoop, simple grille, square headlights, square body. Uh, People have different tastes in cars. That's for sure. But if you're like me, you get in a car and you drive it and you just enjoy it. That's the whole point, right? To get in a car and enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, well, then you just don't enjoy it. Let's see. Ooh, the good old spoon. The Spoon Civic. Ooh, what do we got here? Dazed and Confused. Y'all know what that is? Do ya? Do ya? SR20 DET Silver Sylvia. Um, what do we got going on with this project? All right. Oh my gosh. Work with me. All right. First glance. I like how these curve like down. It's like all the air that hits the front of the car just gets sucked into this area and then flown over the car. Like it just looks like it's cutting into the air. And I like it. It works. Look at that intercooler sitting there. Um, I don't like a lot of things going on with the front end. Um, this empty space, these two holes here. I get this one for the intercooler and maybe these, but this thing with the split and the opening, and then it flares out and gets to these louvers. I call them louvers, but there's just too much going on. If they would have kept this off and this clean, maybe there's a different bumper for that, but I don't like this body kit. Um, but that was it, right? You got the brand on the side of the door, um, and what may be on the side of this deal here. We'll have to see more pictures, but there's your SR20, right? Power plant. Let's see what's going on with this build. All right, so side shot of this car doesn't look that bad, all right? I just don't like this. I don't like it. Wheels are good. It's a clean car. It really is. Veilside 240SX. The car was completely stripped down and painted silver. That's when the 98 front end, taillights, and Zeal body kit found their way onto the car. So it's got an upgraded model of that vehicle. So Universal Pictures repainted the car again, but purple the second time. After the director's final cut, Jasmine took her car to Sunny Styling to rid it of the purple people eater paint and recoated it with lustrous Mercedes-Benz silver. Yep, that's Mercedes silver, all right. That explains why the color and lights are different. We were right, and we love being right. Since Jasmine doesn't have air conditioning in her car, she needed some crazy sound to take her mind off those California heat waves. A Sony head unit controls the radio tuner and trunk mounted 10-disc CD changer. 2 amps take care of the powering of the mids, highs, and sub. A Sherwood for the MB Court highs and mids, and the Rockford Fosgate make the 12-inch Pioneer sub go boom. And if Jasmine Sylvia didn't look aggressive enough, a set of Espalier springs from Japan were paired up with, and we'll continue on. So looks like we have some sort of control panel here. What is happening here? Is that an AC switch? That is wild. I don't know. It's what? This interior has so many things happening. It's clean though. Like everything. All the carpet and fabric seats are clean. Adjustable struts. Endless brake pads and rotors. Endless was another brand. I remember that. But it's a clean car. Maybe not this type of spoiler is my taste. I would probably have like a maybe like a Type R wing or something of that nature. The square, like TRD style. Maybe. Or just wingless. Be good wingless. Right? Relocated air conditioning controls. That's what we saw on the dash. Sony head unit, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. V-Spec Performance, Blitz, North America, Race Designs. And these are always all these companies that were involved in building this car. I remember when people talked about their builds, they would always mention car companies. Like, let's say you order like something from Greddy.com, right? And you get it in the mail and you install it. During an interview, they would say, well, I reached out to Greddy, and Greddy was kind enough to send me this as part of the build. You know, and they involve the company into their car. It's not just a product you bought from them, but they make it feel like they were there and they understood the job, right? People do that still. They do it all the time, which is cool. Not complaining. But they also did it back then. All right. The boss lady. Let's see. We have here some conversion going on. We've got some conversion going on. So let's talk about this car. The rear window stickers. I've seen that. Trying to read here on what is going on. Trussed front chin spoiler, wings west sides and mid wing, and not only resprayed the chassis with a Lexus tri-metal metallic pearl hue, but also custom modified a rear lip from a 94 Accord to fit and shaved off a few unnecessary pieces. Hood squitters, moldings, and emblems. So this car was shaved of its emblems, except for that one, Honda. Engine bay. Greddy Arinx intake. HP racing header and Autonomy racing medallion exhaust. So minor mods. Headers, exhaust, intake. Looks like different color wiring. So it probably has a good note to it on the exhaust sound. Honda Accord spoiler. And this is different. Like this looks really cool. I'm not a big fan of these headlights. Wow. Taillights, but like it works. It's got this like all Hondas involved. I don't know how to explain it, but it definitely screams Honda for sure. It's like a Civic into a Prelude into a Integra. Yeah, what kind of Honda do you like? Honda. All of them. All of them. See, I like this. It works. It just works. Let's go to the facts. Radiator engine oil and radiator cap, Tonneau rated medallion exhaust, tri header, VTEC spark plug wires, chrome matrix valve cover, hose Technic silicone hoses. That's what we're seeing with the blue there. Let's see. Koenig 24-way adjustable billet coilovers, Tonneau front strut bar. Front strut bars and rear strut bars were very popular back then. I don't see a lot of them today, but they were a thing. Power stop cross drill rotors. So the outside truss front lip spoiler, wings west side skirts, and rear wing modified 94 Accord rear lip. JDM headlights, shaved. Sorry, this is a wings west side skirts and rear wing. It has a modified 94 Accord rear lip. JDM headlights, shaved hood squirters, door moldings and emblems, Lexus tri-metal metallic pearl white paint, all body work done by Auto Network TG blah, blah, blah. And carbon fiber dash kit, custom mono silk door panel inserts, APC gauges, Razzo shift knob and pedal kit, ignited push start button, and fizz voltmeter. Audio 6x9s, 12-inch subwoofers. So yeah, there you go. Wings West kit. Okay, looks nice. There is a Honda Accord rear lip. Wings West, right? It works. It works. I like it. It works. Not what it seems. So we got this little purple thing going on. Shaved emblems or removed emblems. I don't know what's on the hood here. Oh, it looks like a clear, just by guessing. So this Honda Civic is got a I don't know what kit that is. We're about to find out though. Tail lights. Yep, there's your clear hood, see-through hood. Few and far in between. Back then, there was more of them. Now you don't see them anymore. I've seen one at a car meet like last week or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we got a 99 Civic Si. 99 Civic Si. Popular car. Very popular car back in the day. The 99 and 2000 blue Si was the one to get. Right? It had the B16A, I think it did. And that blue. That blue was awesome. Let's see. The side skirts side skirts of the Ground Designs 2000 Street Fighter 2 body kit. So that's probably why I've heard of Street Fighter kits, but I never looked at them. They're too flary. There's too much going on with that mold that I just don't do. I like simple lip kits, maybe a small amount of flare, but that's it. S2000 taillight clusters look oddly at ease with the Coops lines. Their angular shape directs onlookers to the modified Street Fighter rear bumper, which was sliced and filled to accommodate the custom 2.5-inch center exit exhaust. The complete work was slathered with a striking color as the lavender base was injected with a shot of iridescent metal flake and lavender pearl to give it that extra little something. In the event of a catastrophic hood latch failure, Alley has added a custom hood with a plexiglass insert. An added benefit is that slack-jawed onlookers can see what's under the hood by looking through it. Sure, turbocharged show cars are all the rage these days, but once again, Alley breaks free from convention. This motor was actually built right. The motor is a hybrid of a B18B block with the original B16 head, kept for better flow, and of course, the VTEC. Aria's low compression slugs and Crowler rods were installed to handle the boost of the Drag Gen 3 turbo system, which spools up with a Garrett T3 T4 compressor. Valve springs and titanium retainers were added, while a Skunk 2 cam gears allow for timing adjustments. The 55-shot cherry on top is courtesy of a Zex nitrous system. No less than an ACT clutch kit is required to send all the torque to the tarmac. This one went a little deep, right? Turbo. I mean, B16 head with a B18 bottom. I'm not sure, but maybe the B18 bottom end was a little bit bigger. Maybe, I don't know. I gotta look that up, but maybe it's just more stout, if you will. That could be it. Let's see. Golly. So S2000 taillights blended in. I think if you made this look like if you badged it, it would take away the fact that you have so much empty space right here. Like, I'm drawn to the empty space. You can't leave me like that. And it's so different. Who does dual center exhaust tips on a 1999 Honda Civic? All right. They did. So they blended the body kit, molded it, except for the rear bumper, added the taillights, center up exhaust, black wheels with the chrome lip, like it. All right, what else do we got? Oh, we got a couple. So this is a couple's build. We always keep a bottle on hand in case unexpected guests drop by. All right. Is that a threat? That is a threat, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this interior. It is just purple and bubbly. Right? It's clean. I mean, see-through hood, body kit, S2000 tail lights. Makes it look like weird, like you're squinting your eyes in the rear. Let's look at the mods. LSV Tech B18B block, B16A head, 901 pistons, crowd rods, June valve, springs, and with titanium retainers, Skunk 2 cam gears, and intake manifold, Drag Gen 3 turbo with a Garrett T3 T4, a Zex 55-shot nitrous, fluid dyne radiator, NGK spark plugs and wires. So NGK is was very popular back then. Hose techniques, hoses AEM billet, spark plug cover, and oil filler cap, ACT clutch kit, and custom 2.5-inch exhaust. Skunk 2 Racing adjustable coilovers, Motegi Roja Formula 5 wheels, Falcon tires, AEM big brake rotor kit, and rear disc brake conversion kit. That ran about $1,000. Lavender paint, S2000 taillight conversion, modified rear bumper for center exit exhaust, molded side skirts, custom hood with plexiglass glass insert, and a shaved door handles. Shaved door handles makes everything look clean and flowy, but it to me, it's over the top, if you will. You're taking lines away from the car that speak what the car is. Just my opinion. Don't yell at me. Gray tweed interior, Recaro SRD driver and passenger seats with 4-point harnesses, Momo steering wheel, shift knob and pedal set, autometer, ultralight boost, and oil pressure gauges. Haven't you noticed something, that the cars that we look at in these magazines, like most of them, are going to have multiple companies involved? Skunk 2, Motegi, Formula 5, right? You don't have a common theme of a company, like a full-on Greddy outfitted car, or a full-on HKS, or a full-on Skunk 2, like Skunk 2, whatever. Every now and then you will find the car that stuck with a company that did most of their work. But yeah, I mean, it's you in this time frame picking out what you want. I want this with these wheels, and then I want to put S2000 lights, and I want to, instead of the normal exhaust, I want to center it up. So I'm going to modify the bumper to center it. Like, your mind was just flowing with creativity, right? And this is what is produced when you get inside this dude's head. I'm pretty sure it was this dude. He's smiling ear to ear, and she is there for the picture. Right? Don't let these smiling faces fool you. They keep a bottle on hand in case an unexpected guest drop by. But whatever was in their brain came out right here. And this is the result. Do you like it? Do you not? If you like it, say it. If you don't, say it. One thing about the B16s, a lot of people were doing this. They were like B18 blocks with the B16 head. They would port and polish the intake and the all sorts of stuff on these heads, just to get the best out of what they could. So overall, I like it. It works. It works. It works. It works. And see, here we are scrolling through these magazines, and was that an RSX? Yeah. Nope. Honda boys. Honda. So, yeah, I think those were the featured cars of this magazine. The rest was, it's all advertising for a mixture of everything. One of these magazines will literally do you good. Right? When you're putting together a mod list, you like the way certain things sound, and you like the way certain things look, and you had to get them from different resources. And that's exactly what happened here. So Def Jam, remember Def Jam? Super Street, Def Jam. I mean, these are cool because you get to look at certain cars and be like, I like what they did with that one. What bumper is that? We would discuss that all the time. Like, ooh, what is that? Ooh, what is that? Ooh, what is that? You know? Really? This is a Buzz Lightyear with those three-eyed aliens. Audioban. Remember Audioban? Big company with the audio. It's crazy. You have a car magazine and you have sections in here for things like this. A deep state of trance. So this guy, they labeled him as a trance messiah. Paul Oakenfold. Now this wasn't Paul Oakenfold, is it? Christopher Lawrence. Can't believe I forget what he looks like. Yeah, that's different. Duh. So yeah, they did an interview with him. Excuse me, interview with him. Um, in this magazine, it's weird, right? It's got to throw in a little different. They even have a gaming section where they talk about Xbox games and PlayStation 2 games at the time. I know it's in here. They had him in here all the time. They were like, was the game awesome or not? You know, and you know these magazines evolved with what body kits came out, and then there were certain kits that just went away quickly. Like the demand for different styles was happening so fast that it literally you would see a body kit 1 month and then next month it wouldn't be in the magazine, but you'd have to find another source to find it. Right? They didn't last long. They're fly by night projects and like this, like gritty. Um, what is going on with this? Brake McAllister drives a 2000 Honda Civic Si. God, those wheels are ugly. I don't know why. New speed, short throw shifter, AEM, cold air intake, fuel rail, and pressure regulator, NGK, ignition wires and plugs, H&R. I'm telling you, NGK was the company to go to. I don't know why. What happened with NGK at the time that caused everybody to put these on? 17-inch ICW 698 wheels. I'm glad those are not on my car. Altezza taillights. Yeah, it's ugly, ugly, ugly. Just too much. It sticks out like it doesn't belong. Like we know you added it on there, but it didn't flow at all. Honda rules, typical Honda man yelling stuff. I love y'all Honda people. What do we got? These are too bright, too clear. I don't like these. I mean, yeah, it's all right. I just don't like body kit is a little too big on the sides, and I hate those stupid things, speed holes on the front fenders. But yeah, Donna Acosta drives a 96 Acura Integra LS. Back then, you can catch her in Seattle, Washington. She was running 17-inch Tenzo R shoe 4 wheels, VIS Viz Battle Z, front bumper and side skirts, fenders, and combat rear bumper. Wings West Type R spoiler. That I'm not going to argue with. That's a good spoiler. Altezza tail lights, nope. RS Ekman, VTEC ignition wires, Goretti exhaust, H&R springs, Razzo pedals and shift knob, DC sports header, APC gauges, and custom apple green paint. So this was apple green, but it's in black and white. So you can tell that this magazine was ripped when they scanned it in. Got an Eclipse on the scene. 97 Eclipse in Maryland. Koenig Rush wheels. Looks white. Intake. Let's see. Nitto tires, HP racing coilovers, Weapon R intake, ready header, thermal exhaust, MSD ignition, Euro tail lights. Again, Euros, or Altezas and Euros are all the same. Like, everybody was doing it. Everybody. That's why all three of these cars have it, because everybody was doing it. They're different. They weren't the normal stock, right? I think we've gone more to keeping things stock looking, just a little bit of flair to it. Yeah. All right, so here was a Honda question. I have a 91 Honda Accord EX with a 5-speed transmission and a 2.2-liter single overhead cam engine. I've added an exhaust, an intake, and nitrous oxide. I don't want to spend much more money on this motor, but I want to do an engine swap. Can you tell me what kind of options I have? Is the DOHC or the VTEC swap from the 92 to 96 Prelude an option? If so, can it be done without replacing my existing transmission? If an engine swap isn't available, could I swap the head from a Prelude and bolt it on my block? Unfortunately, you will not be able to mate a 5-speed transmission from your Accord F22 motor with an H22 motor. The dual overhead cam head will not bolt onto your F22 block either. We do have some good news for you, though. The H22 motor out of a 92 and up Honda Prelude is a very common swap for Accords. You will need to purchase a complete changeover, which should include the motor and mounts, transmission and mounts, axles, shift linkage, ECU, and wiring harness. If you get the Japanese motor, the engine harness will be reversed due to the RHD configuration. Be prepared to dent your wallet in the neighborhood of $3,000, as this is one of the more pricey Honda engine swaps. Installation will also run a little more because you will need to relocate an engine mount in the engine bay, which requires some cutting and welding. Also, make sure you change your front springs or coilovers to ones made for a Prelude to support the extra weight of the H22A motor. When all is done, you should be able to feel the 60 horsepower jump to the H22A's 190 horsepower in the seat of your pants. Just make sure you don't soil your pants. So, what he just said, is it worth it? No. When you can go find a B16 and a B18 that was plentiful for way cheaper and build you something crazy. Like, I get it. The H22A was the biggest Honda motor at the time in that Prelude. Like, it was their monster. It wasn't crazy like horsepower or anything, but it was their bigger of the B16 and B18 and all that stuff. So, yeah, that was one guy trying to Frankenstein something. And when you Frankenstein something, you have to be told by a mechanic of what's really involved. Right? Good news or bad news. So yeah. And there you go. Accessorized, the same Honda Civic. So going back in time here. I want to see what they said about the games, since we're off topic with DJs, and they have a gaming section in here. Of course, it's all full of ads here. Oh, there it was. Go back. Game report. All right, so Dead or Alive 3 Xbox. What was hot about it? Blazing graphics, bouncy babes, and tons of replay value. Back then, this was cool, right? What's not cool is the computer opponents that seem to know what you were going to do before you do it. Controls blow for fighting games. Too easy to counter someone's throw attacks. Reversals. So it talks about that. Um, a lot of people complained about the graphics, even though those were the graphics of the time. Grand Theft Auto 3, PlayStation 2. A city with realistic events and inhabitants, cool cars and missions. Graphics could be a tiny bit sharper, right? I mean, it's just, again, they were complaining about graphics, but that was the latest that we had at the time. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I love this game. Like, doing all these tricks, and then it was dope. Dope tunes, fly by the wire like Control, and Darth Maul as a selectable character. I remember that. What's not cool? Hard to adjust the GameCube controller. Okay. So that was PlayStation 2, GameCube. What else? Ace Combat 4. I loved these games. I used to play a game called Jet Fighter, and I just played it for hours on end. PlayStation 2, what was hot? It felt like Maverick at 20,000 feet. Beautifully detailed landscape. Perfect control. Eventually, the game does end. Okay. Grand Theft Auto 3. Yeah, what could be better than wreaking havoc and chaos as one of the Liberty City's best hitmen? We can't think of much, but digress. But we digress. GTA 3 is more like Driver than ever before, but much better than the latter. A total of 73 missions and tons of side jobs are more fun than ever thanks to a fully 3D city bustling with activity. Rockstar has delivered on its promise and given us a game we can't refuse. They've always been that way. They keep upgrading, and it just gets better and better. And it's all because of the open environment and randomness of the game. It just, nothing's ever the same. Once they put that into these games, like, it opened up for creativity and longer engagement. Vampire Knight, never heard of that game. Spooky environments and lots to shoot at. A little too short for some. So maybe the game was not long enough. Yeah. So let's see. Gotham Racing, back at it. Xbox, exotic cars, real locals, or real locales, evil computer controlled drivers. So yeah, tuning the controllers on these to get it to handle the way you want it. Maybe it was disappointed, as they said. That's how it felt when we walked away from an extended session of Gotham. Not that the game is horribly bad, it's just not what we expected. With such beauties like the F50, 360, R34, and Lancer Evo, we'd expect gameplay along the lines of GT3. Gotham is neither sim nor arcade racer. It's actually a bit of both. Bazaar has created a decent physics engine, but the problem lies in the way the game is set up and the way the computer-controlled opponents react. You see, these little rat bastards will stop at anything to win. Whether it's sending you into a spin, cutting you off, bumping you, or simply catching up from impossible odds, they'll do what it takes to win. Visually, the game doesn't look bad, but considering this is the Xbox Super Console, we honestly expected more. Halo, original Halo, that was always fun to play. Not enough deathmatch options or weapons, right? Because we wanted more out of this game. This was the shit. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X. Is Tony Hawk need more? Doesn't look up to par. Maybe they rushed this one. Don't know. Don't know the history of it. Final Fantasy X. The RPG for PS2 rendered cinematics and improved gameplay. Some voice acting is a little weak. SSX Tricky. Snowboarding game, always fun. Always fun. All right, and that was it, guys. That was Super Street. Again, all these modifications that you see on the outside of the builds in these magazines, you will start to see these disappear throughout the months and the years because they just went away, and you start seeing newer stuff. So in the video series, you're gonna see that digress, and I'll point them out as we just see that parts they got just outdated, right? New styles, new everything. So I'm gonna end it here, and we will get on to the next episode, and see what kind of projects are in that. All right. Thank y'all for watching. As always, hit me up on Instagram if you want to follow me, K Ray Jr. That's all it is. You see me with the fire and the streak, right? Easy, faux easy. Give me a follow. I'll follow back, and I will show you more of this Supra. Supra videos will be coming to this channel as I build it, but yeah, it's going to be a while. All right. Peace out.